Don't be fooled into thinking the life of an R&B singer is all hit records and dazzling spotlights. Behind those smooth melodies is a chaotic world few ever get to see. Many were pulled into a storm of desire, losing control, forming dangerous relationships, and triggering scandal after scandal. You won't believe which R&B icons are on this list. These are 21 famous black stars who carried a dark secret they never dared to confess, a devastating sex addiction, and the forces that dragged them deeper into obsession. If you think you know their stories, think again. Brace yourself, because by the end of this video, you'll see these legends in a completely different light. Ray Charles, the blind genius whose music conquered the world, and whose private life spiraled out of control. An irreplaceable monument in American music history, Ray Charles reshaped sound itself, fusing soul, R&B, and gospel into something timeless. Rising to fame in the early 1950s, he shattered every limitation placed before him. Blind, rebellious, and brilliant, he earned countless Grammy Awards and the undying admiration of millions. But behind the spotlight lived a far darker story. In 1951, Ray married Eileen Williams. The marriage collapsed within a year, undone by his obsessive devotion to music and an inability to resist women. A singer in his own band captured his attention, and Williams walked away, leaving Ray to descend into a cycle of unchecked relationships. In 1955, he married Della Robinson. Together they had 3 children, presenting the image of a stable family. Yet behind closed doors, that peace was an illusion. Over 22 years of marriage, Ray carried on countless affairs, fathering 12 children with 10 different women. His most infamous relationship was with Margie Hendricks, the lead singer of the Realettes. When Della discovered that Ray had a child with Margie in 1963, the marriage shattered. It wasn't simple jealousy, it was the total collapse of trust and the dignity of a wife who had endured too much. From that moment on, the marriage limped toward its end, suffocated by betrayal and emotional distance, finally dissolving in 1977. Many believe Ray struggled with sex addiction or impulse control disorder, temptations magnified by fame and a life without restraint. Yet the tragedy followed him even in death. When Ray Charles passed away in 2004, his children were thrown into bitter legal battles over his estate. Lawsuits erupted. Accusations flew. Resentment replaced unity. The painful truth remains: Ray Charles gave the world immortal music, but could not protect his own family from heartbreak. In the end, behind the legend stood fractured love stories, and children left to grow up with unanswered wounds. Barry White, the king of love songs and the truth behind those velvet whispers. With a voice so deep it felt like a slow burn, Barry White didn't just sing about love, he defined it. As the mastermind behind Love Unlimited and the creator of countless timeless hits, he became the ultimate symbol of romance and seduction. But behind that hypnotic voice lived a far messier reality. In the 1960s, Barry quietly married Mary White, a relationship that faded away almost without a trace. Lovers came and went, but commitment never followed. In 1974, he appeared to finally settle down, marrying Gloria James of Love Unlimited in a lavish ceremony. To the public, it looked like a fairy tale ending. It wasn't. Over nearly 30 years together, Barry remained trapped in a cycle of infidelity. In 1983, everything exploded when Gloria discovered he had fathered a child with another woman. The scandal went public, but shockingly, the marriage survived. Not out of love, but protection. They lived like strangers under one roof, preserving Barry's image and the empire he built. Offstage, Barry continued a double life, fathering more children with different women. He wasn't just singing about desire, he was obsessed with proving it. Those close to him believed he craved constant pursuit, possibly driven by impulse control issues or mild sex addiction. The pressure to remain the world's greatest lover, combined with the temptations of fame, pushed him beyond restraint. When Barry White died in 2003, the consequences followed him into the grave. 9 children from multiple women launched a brutal legal war over his estate. Accusations flew, abandonment, favoritism, even claims that the will was fraudulent. The battle dragged on for years, tearing the family apart. The media called it one of the darkest legacy fights in American music history, a haunting reminder that the man who sang about endless love left behind a legacy fractured by it. Isaac Hayes, a soul legend, and the shadow of 12 hidden children. Isaac Hayes was a musical giant, the mind behind timeless soul classics, an artist who conquered both the Oscars and the Grammys. On stage, he was brilliance and power. But off stage, his private life was unraveling. Behind the fame were 4 marriages, countless secret affairs, and 12 children born outside those unions. It began in 1965, when Hayes married Emily Ruth Watson, the woman who stood by him before the fame, before the money. Her loyalty was shattered when she discovered he had fathered a child with another woman. The marriage collapsed, and by 1972, she walked away, carrying the weight of betrayal, while Hayes moved on without looking back. What followed was a pattern of broken promises. Mine and Harley believed love could change him. It couldn't. She left, unable to endure his constant infidelity. His 4th wife, Adjua Hayes, appeared to be his final anchor, but the damage was already done. The past never loosened its grip. Some psychologists later speculated that Hayes may have struggled with compulsive sexual behavior, a desperate search for validation under relentless pressure from fame and expectations. The spotlight that lifted him up may have also fueled his downfall. 12 children were left in the wake of that life, not as a symbol of legacy, but of fracture. Some didn't meet their father until adulthood. Others accused him of abandonment and silence. Many lived on the margins of his fame, unrecognized and unheard. When Isaac Hayes died in 2008, the truth finally surfaced. His children, both acknowledged and hidden, were pulled into a bitter fight over his estate. Accusations of exclusion, favoritism, and betrayal filled the headlines. In the end, the voice that once defined a generation was drowned out, not by failure in music, but by the broken family he left behind. Al Green, a soul legend whose love burned too dangerously to believe. With a golden voice and countless Billboard hits, Al Green cemented his place in American music history, earning multiple Grammys and becoming a symbol of romance, tenderness, and desire. But behind the spotlight, his private life unraveled into a series of haunting tragedies. In 1974, Green's world shattered when Mary Woodson, his secret lover and a married woman consumed by jealousy, confronted him at his home. After he refused to continue the affair or marry her, Woodson attacked him, pouring boiling water over his body while he showered. Green suffered severe burns and was rushed to the hospital in shock. Moments later, Woodson was found dead inside the house, leaving behind a chilling scene and a psychological wound that would never fully heal. The incident stunned the nation and ignited relentless questions about Green's hidden relationships. Though he married Shirley Kiles 3 years later, domestic peace proved impossible. Kiles accused Green of abuse, manipulation, and both physical and emotional violence, claims he did not deny. He openly admitted to infidelity and fathering children with other women during their marriage. After their 1983 divorce, more former lovers surfaced, along with children whose paternity remained disputed, further shocking the public. Once celebrated as the ultimate romantic, Al Green was now exposed as a man trapped in a web of chaos and desire. Some doctors quietly suggested he may have suffered from compulsive sexual behavior, citing his inability to set boundaries, his need for control, and his repeated emotional entanglements. Perhaps he was running from old wounds, searching for power in love, only to imprison himself in an endless cycle of pain. Kelly. Once crowned the king of R&B, he fell from the top of the charts to a 30-year prison sentence. With a signature voice, timeless hits, and countless awards, Kelly stood at the height of musical greatness. But behind the spotlight was a dark reality that slowly horrified the nation. The first crack appeared in 1994, when Kelly secretly married singer Aaliyah, only 15 years old, while he was nearly 30. The marriage was illegal and swiftly annulled by her family, but it exposed a disturbing pattern, a powerful star crossing dangerous lines with a minor. In 1996, Kelly married Andrea Lee. They had 3 children, yet the marriage descended into abuse. Andrea later accused him of violence, threats, and psychological control, describing life inside a twisted system built on fear. After their divorce, her testimony became the breaking point Kelly could no longer silence. But this was only the beginning. Over nearly 3 decades, survivors came forward, young girls allegedly lured, isolated, controlled down to what they ate, wore, and when they slept. Some described Kelly as a puppet master, stripping them of identity and free will. Video after video, testimony after testimony, the evidence mounted. In 2021, Kelly was sentenced to 30 years in prison for trafficking, abuse, and sexual exploitation. Experts suggested traits of antisocial personality disorder combined with sexual addiction, not driven by desire alone, but by domination and control. His fame became his weapon. This wasn't just the downfall of an artist. It was the exposure of a double life, angelic on stage, obsessive and cruel behind closed doors. Sam Cooke, a legendary voice silenced by scandal. Sam Cooke was America's brightest black music icon, velvet vocals, chart-topping hits, and influence that reshaped soul music forever. Fame brought wealth, power, and endless admiration. Women chased him. Success followed him everywhere. But behind the glory was a life spiraling into chaos, betrayal, reckless affairs, and dangerous impulses. In 1953, Cooke married Dolores Mohawk, but his obsession with fame and infidelity destroyed the marriage. By their 1957 divorce, Mohawk had endured so much betrayal she couldn't even face him in court. Cooke quickly remarried in 1959 to Barbara Campbell. They had 2 children and appeared stable, but offstage his behavior only worsened. Constant flings, young lovers, and rumors of illegitimate children. Everything came to a shocking end on December 11, 1964. Sam Cooke was shot dead in a Los Angeles motel. The woman with him that night, Elisa Boyer, wasn't his wife or longtime lover, just someone he had met hours earlier. She claimed Cooke attacked her, fled the room, and the motel manager shot him in self-defense. Many never believed that story. Suspicions surfaced, claims of theft, a setup, and a rushed investigation. The case was closed quickly, but public doubt never faded. Cooke was found with no wallet, no shoes, wearing only a half-button jacket. A cold, unsettling end. Later, psychologists weighed in. No formal diagnosis was ever made, but some experts suggested his relentless womanizing, thrill-seeking, and disregard for consequences pointed to sex addiction or a behavioral disorder, possibly fueled by sudden fame at a young age. His final decision, bringing a stranger to a motel without fear or caution, reflected a man who may have lost control. And that recklessness may have cost him everything. Marvin Gaye, a soul legend with a heavenly voice and a deeply troubled private life. One of Motown's greatest icons, Gaye gave the world timeless classics like Let's Get It On and What's Going On, earning the love of fans and critics alike. But behind the fame was chaos. In 1963, he married Anna Gordy, sister of Motown's founder, a union that promised power, love, and success, yet quickly collapsed under pressure. Trapped in a controlling marriage, Marvin escaped through endless affairs. In 1973, while still married, he shocked the public by openly pursuing a relationship with 17-year-old Janice Hunter. The scandal exploded, Anna was outraged, the public stunned, and the fallout brutal. Their 1977 divorce became a media storm, especially when Anna was awarded the royalties to Here, My Dear, the album Marvin recorded about their broken marriage. Life with Janice brought no peace. Though they had 2 children and later married, the relationship unraveled as Marvin spiraled deeper into infidelity, drug addiction, paranoia, and emotional instability. Janice later described years of manipulation and control, marked by volatile fights and drug-filled nights. Psychologists would later suggest Marvin may have suffered from sex addiction or severe emotional trauma rooted in childhood abuse and the crushing weight of fame. Whatever the diagnosis, his life became a tragic cycle of addiction, self-destruction, and unresolved pain, until it ended in the most shocking way imaginable, killed by a bullet fired by his own father. Stevie Wonder, a musical genius with a private life as tangled as a maze. 9 children, 5 mothers, 3 marriages, countless affairs. To the world, Stevie Wonder is a living legend, the voice behind timeless classics like Superstition, I Just Called to Say I Love You, and Isn't She Lovely? But behind the spotlight, his personal life was anything but harmonious. In 1970, Stevie shocked fans by marrying Motown singer Syreeta Wright. Less than 2 years later, the marriage fell apart. Syreeta was left heartbroken, enduring long nights alone, unexplained disappearances, and endless rumors of other women. By the late 70s, Stevie was deep in a cycle of intense romantic flings. He grew close to Yolanda Simmons, who gave birth to his daughter Aisha, the inspiration behind Isn't She Lovely? Yet before Aisha turned 1, another woman, Melody McCulley, had already given him another child. Through the 80s and 90s, the pattern continued, overlapping relationships, children born one after another, each with a different mother. In 2001, Stevie married fashion designer Kai Millard, and for a moment, stability seemed possible. But scandal soon followed. Kai discovered his affair with Tamika Bracey, who would later become his third wife. Their divorce dragged on for 4 years, exposing bitter battles over custody, money, and long-buried secrets. Stevie eventually married Tamika and had more children, bringing the total to 9 kids with 5 women. The public was divided. Some condemned his relentless womanizing. Others wondered if it was the price of fame or the scars of a loveless childhood. No one truly knows. What we do know is this: Stevie Wonder's list of lovers grew almost as long as his list of hits. Bobby Womack was a musical genius, and one of soul music's most tragic contradictions. A close friend of Sam Cooke and a vital force behind countless legendary songs, Womack's raw, hypnotic voice and brilliant songwriting carried him to the very peak of fame. He looked destined to be a legend. But behind the glory lived a storm of scandals that shattered his image and haunted his life. In 1965, while the music world was still grieving Sam Cooke's death, Womack stunned everyone by marrying Cooke's widow, Barbara, just 77 days after the funeral. The betrayal was unforgivable. Friends turned their backs. The industry recoiled. His reputation collapsed overnight. And the shock didn't end there. In 1970, the marriage imploded in a far darker twist when Barbara discovered Womack was secretly involved with her own daughter, Linda Cooke. The fallout was explosive. Barbara shot at Womack. He survived, but his name never recovered. In a final turn of chaos, Linda later married Womack's brother, Cecil, pushing the family drama into infamy. From there, Womack's personal life spiraled. Relationships became reckless, children scattered across broken homes. Even after remarrying in 1978, tragedy followed him relentlessly. His son Truth died from drug abuse. In 1986, another son, Vincent, took his own life. Many believe Bobby Womack was a deeply wounded soul, driven not just by desire, but by an addiction to chaos, emotion, and self-destruction. His boundary-shattering choices and moral conflicts didn't just scandalize the world, they slowly erased the legend he was once meant to be. James Brown, funk legend, cultural revolutionary, and a life shadowed by tragedy. As one of the 20th century's greatest music icons, James Brown ignited funk and soul with explosive hits and electrifying performances that later shaped hip-hop itself. On stage, he was unstoppable. Off stage, his life unraveled. Brown married Velma Warren in 1953 before fame arrived, but success pulled him away from his family, leaving behind loneliness, infidelity, and fractured bonds. That marriage collapsed in 1969. A second union in the 70s failed just as quickly. His third marriage, to Adrienne Rodriguez in 1984, turned dark, marked by accusations of brutal abuse and a 1988 domestic violence arrest that shattered his public image. Even after his 2001 marriage to longtime partner Tommy Ray Heine, chaos followed. After Brown's death in 2006, questions over the marriage's legality sparked a bitter estate war, tearing his family apart. James Brown left behind a dazzling musical legacy and a deeply troubled personal one. Rick James, the funk king, brilliant, dangerous, and self-destructive. He burst onto the scene with explosive hits, raw swagger, and a sound that set the 70s on fire. But behind the fame was a life drowning in sex, drugs, and violence. Rick James didn't just live fast, he lived reckless. He married singer Syreeta Wright, then walked away without looking back. Love blurred into lust as he chased endless flings, treating relationships like disposable thrills. By the late 80s, he married Tanya Hijazi, appearing settled, but the calm was an illusion. In 1991, everything collapsed. Rick and Tanya were arrested for kidnapping and brutally assaulting a woman. Shocking reports of twisted sexual behavior flooded the media. Prison followed. His career imploded. The funk icon fell, consumed by the lifestyle he once celebrated. Rumors also swirled about a forbidden romance with singer Tina Marie. Never confirmed, but their chemistry on stage and intense closeness fueled speculation. Many believed they shared a passionate affair while Rick was still married. In 2004, Rick James died suddenly of heart failure. But his body told the real story, destroyed by decades of addiction, excess, and non-stop partying. Doctors noted signs of severe sex addiction, a man chasing pleasure to fill a deeper emptiness. After his death, children from multiple women battled over his estate, a fractured legacy of a fallen legend. Rick James remains a warning and a myth, a man who burned brighter than most and burned himself to ashes. Donna Summer, the disco queen with a hidden web of love and scandal. An undeniable icon, Donna Summer shook the world with era-defining hits that made disco immortal. But behind the glittering stage lights lived a far more complicated woman, one surrounded by brief romances, secret affairs, and non-stop controversy. Her love life never mirrored her soaring career. In 1973, Donna married Austrian actor Helmut Sommer and soon welcomed a daughter, Mimi. The marriage collapsed just 3 years later, tangled in accusations of infidelity, cultural clashes, and incompatible lifestyles. Donna kept his surname, slightly altered to Summer, as her stage name, igniting a bitter feud as Helmut accused her of exploiting his identity, a quiet but lasting conflict beneath her rising fame. As the 70s roared on, Donna's image evolved into that of a fearless, sensual disco goddess. Rumored affairs with industry insiders fueled tabloids, while chart-topping hits like Hot Stuff and Love to Love You Baby stirred public debate for their provocative themes. She became both irresistible and controversial, a symbol of desire and defiance. It wasn't until 1980, when she married songwriter Bruce Sudano and started a family, that her life finally found balance. Yet the scars of those chaotic years lingered. Experts later suggested that the excess, infidelity, and sexual freedom may have been her way of coping with the relentless pressure of fame, a private psychological storm few ever noticed. Donna Summer's legacy remains dazzling, but behind the glory lies a story of passion, turmoil, and shadows that fame could never erase. Usher, the R&B king with a legacy shadowed by scandal. Usher ruled the charts with mega hits and irresistible charisma, but behind the spotlight, his love life unraveled into chaos. His marriage to stylist Tamika Foster, 2007 to 2009, didn't just end, it exploded into a public battlefield. She accused him of serial infidelity with industry insiders, turning their divorce into a bitter media spectacle fueled by custody fights and massive financial demands. Long before that, his high-profile romance with TLC's Chili collapsed after she caught him cheating. Then came Confessions, an album that lived up to its name. Songs like Confessions Part 2 didn't just dominate radio, they exposed real-life betrayal and an alleged pregnancy with another woman. In 2017, Usher's image took its hardest hit yet when he was sued for allegedly exposing partners to herpes, triggering a multi-million-dollar legal storm. To many, these weren't isolated mistakes but signs of deeper struggles. Possible sex addiction, psychological conflict, and a man losing control under the crushing weight of fame. Ronald Isley, a legend torn between love, scandal, and time itself. As the irreplaceable voice and leader of the Isley brothers, Ronald Isley built a brilliant career, but his personal life was anything but smooth. 3 marriages, 2 children, and a web of complicated relationships turned his love story into a public battlefield. His first marriage in 1993 ended quietly. His second, to acclaimed singer Angela Winbush, promised happiness, until cheating scandals shattered it in 2002. Then came Candy Johnson, a singer 35 years younger. What began as an affair became a third marriage in 2005, igniting outrage, splitting the Isley family, and shocking fans worldwide. Critics and doctors alike questioned whether Isley was running from aging itself, chasing youth, power, and relevance through risky romance. What looked like love to some felt like a midlife crisis to others, revealing deep emotional and psychological struggles behind the legend. Wilson Pickett, a soul legend whose private life spiraled into scandal and violence. On stage, Pickett electrified the world with raw, groundbreaking soul hits. Offstage, his life was pure chaos. 3 troubled marriages, at least 4 children with different women, and a pattern of reckless infidelity haunted him from the 1960s onward. His first marriage to Bonnie Coington collapsed in pain and betrayal as fame fueled his self-destruction. Life on the road only made things darker. Toxic relationships, abuse allegations, and violent outbursts followed him for years, reaching a breaking point with his 1987 arrest for attacking a lover. Even in death, the turmoil didn't end. After Pickett passed away in 2006, children from multiple relationships fought bitterly over his estate, exposing a deeply fractured family. Doctors later suggested Pickett may have struggled with impulse control disorder, a man overwhelmed by fame, trapped in chaos, and unable to sustain real human connection. Otis Redding, a soul legend whose life ended too soon, leaving behind a love tragedy. In a brief but brilliant career, Redding created timeless soul anthems and rose as a giant of the genre. He was married to Zelma Atwood, yet behind the fame was a turbulent private life. Otis fathered 4 children with multiple women, including a shocking illegitimate child revealed only after his death. While on tour, he was accused of relentless infidelity, slowly driving his marriage to the breaking point. When a plane crash claimed his life in 1967, it didn't end the story, it opened Pandora's box. Legal documents exposed his secret child, leaving Zelma devastated. She was forced to raise 3 children alone while battling painful disputes born from her husband's reckless past. Some doctors later suggested his behavior stemmed from impulsivity fueled by the temptations of life on the road. But in the end, explanations offered little comfort. The burden of Otis Redding's unchecked life fell squarely on Zelma's shoulders. Babyface, the R&B legend with a love life as dramatic as his music. Behind the chart-topping hits and smooth romantic image was a man surrounded by endless love scandals. Married 3 times and father to 3 children from 2 wives, Babyface earned a reputation as an unmatched womanizer. His decade-long marriage to Tracy Edmonds collapsed under the weight of infidelity, and rumors linking him to fellow R&B star Toni Braxton shattered his perfect lover persona. Even his 2014 marriage to Nicole Pantenberg failed to quiet the controversy as new affairs continued to surface. Some doctors later suggested it wasn't just desire, but an obsessive need for validation, using sex as a way to survive and stay relevant in the ruthless world of fame. Lionel Richie, a pop legend whose love life was just as dramatic as his biggest hits. Behind the chart toppers and smooth romance was a trail of scandals, broken marriages, and emotional chaos. Richie married 3 times and had 3 children with 2 wives, but stability never followed. He built a family with Brenda Harvey and adopted Nicole Richie, only for it all to explode when Brenda caught him cheating with Diane Alexander, leading to a shocking 1988 confrontation that made headlines. Richie later married Diane, but history repeated itself. Accusations of neglect and non-stop affairs ended their marriage in a bitter 2004 divorce. The turmoil didn't stop there. His adopted daughter Nicole became entangled in public scandals, addiction struggles, and eating disorders. Doctors and insiders believe Richie clung to romance to protect his seductive image and escape the crushing weight of fame, revealing a man driven not by confidence, but by deep insecurity behind the spotlight. Smokey Robinson, a Motown legend with a flawless voice and a deeply flawed private life. Behind the timeless hits and polished image were 3 marriages, 3 children, and a trail of shocking affairs. No one saw it coming when his nearly 30-year marriage to Claudette Rogers collapsed in 1986. 2 years earlier, The Motown world was shaken when Claudette discovered Smokey had fathered a child outside their marriage. Rumors of a steamy affair with Diana Ross exploded, though both denied it. The scandals cracked his perfect image, revealing not just betrayal, but a man craving emotional connection after years of neglect. It wasn't madness, just a restless soul drowning in desire, if only for a moment. Chris Brown, a global music star whose talent was overshadowed by scandal. A chart-topping singer, never married, yet a father of 3 children with 3 different women. The truth behind his troubled personal life exploded in February 2009, when the world was shocked by his brutal assault on then-girlfriend Rihanna, just days before the Grammys. The incident left her badly injured and ended with Brown on probation, forever changing his public image. But the chaos didn't stop there. His love life remained turbulent, marked by repeated betrayals during his long relationship with Karrueche Tran. The breaking point came in 2015, when Tran walked away after discovering Brown had secretly fathered a child with Nia Guzman. 3 children, 3 women, and overlapping relationships painted a disturbing pattern. Experts have since pointed to possible impulse control and sex addiction issues, destructive behaviors that caused lasting pain not only to Chris Brown, but to everyone caught in his orbit. Erykah Badu, the queen of neo-soul, has lived a life as complex as her music. A cultural icon with undeniable influence, she never married, yet had 3 children with 3 legendary artists, Andre 3000, the DOC, and Jay Electronica. Her late 90s romance with Andre 3000 shook the hip-hop world, especially after rumors of overlapping relationships began to surface. 3 children, 3 fathers, and blurred timelines gave rise to what the industry calls the Badu effect, a phrase used to describe how relationships seemed to unravel once she entered the picture. With her bold image, magnetic aura, and controversial anthem, Tyrone, Badu became both celebrated and criticized. Some experts suggest her intense love life reflects deep emotional and creative hunger rather than a clinical disorder. But one thing is certain, her story is anything but simple. Behind the fame and freedom lies a shadow few dare to discuss. And this isn't just about one woman, it reveals a darker, hidden side of R&B culture. So who do you think struggled the most with sexual addiction? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Like, subscribe, and hit the bell, because what's coming next will be even more shocking. This is only the beginning.